How to launch and promote a product on Amazon for the best results. Hey, Daniel Arneson here, and I want to warn you before we start this video because what I'm about to show you might completely flip your world upside down if you're selling on Amazon, and it may in fact shock you and even frustrate you a bit if you've been doing things the wrong way so far. The truth is that most sellers on Amazon have things totally backwards and are simply not focusing on the right things or doing the right things at all. This is the case with all of life. The majority is pretty much always wrong. So in this video, I'll show you not what the majority thinks is right, but what actually is right and what works. And this is what I've discovered through my testing and experience in the last 6 years. And that's how to actually launch and promote a product on Amazon for the best results. So join me as I open up my computer for you and show you how this actually works. Now that you've identified a product that's highly likely to succeed, you've minimized the risk, and you've sourced the initial version, whether that be just like a hybrid private label product, like 20, 30 units, or like an MOQ, 300 units or so of a private label product, and you've set up a listing that's designed in alignment with the previous work we've done with the search terms and really focused on getting that to then convert for the opportunity you discovered and chose. Now it's time to launch the product. So when your inventory has arrived at Amazon FBA, so after the product is ready, it's shipped, and it arrives at Amazon's warehouse, FBA, we want to launch it in 2 simple steps. And that's all you want to do. Because when you have found a really good product and a great opportunity within the Flywheel sort of space or opportunity, type of opportunity on Amazon, it's going to be very simple to get that product to start to do well. And to launch it, you just do 2 simple things. A, you turn on exact match sponsored ads for the focus search terms that you've identified and chosen. And B, you just drop your price all the way to break even, which means, like, remember your COGS from previous in the crash course? I showed you how to figure that out. Well, you want to drop the price to the COGS, so it's equal to the COGS. And as soon as the product is ready to be sold on Amazon, you want to then start this exact match campaign as soon as possible. The sooner you do this after you go live on Amazon, or the product listing, I should say, goes live on Amazon, the better. That's what Amazon wants to see. They want to see that sign that it's getting some traction immediately. And then you want to sell the product at a big discount. Like I mentioned, break even. So biggest discount you can give without losing money. And the purpose here is to create sales velocity, which means just basically generate sales, even if you're not profiting on those sales. And also to get reviews. So you want to send all the right signals to Amazon. And by the way, I do suggest you get at least a couple of reviews from friends and family right away. It's not within Amazon's terms of service, but I've never seen anyone get into trouble for that. But it really will help you get sales. So if you can get some reviews like within a few days after launching the product, that's really, really useful. But then just create that sales velocity by dropping the price to a super attractive, like discounted price, break even, and then running those exact match ads for the specific terms you're focused on and targeting. And now if you selected the right product via product validation, then this is literally all it will take to start. That's the magic, that's the secret sauce. This is really how everyone has it all backwards. Because if you did that work right and you selected the right product, you got your fundamentals done right by doing product validation and everything we talked about there, then this is all it will take to get that product going. If it's within that flywheel type of opportunity, you're filling a gap and you really are targeting, searches that are open, ripe for the picking, there are great opportunities, that have hungry buyers, you've designed the product to really appeal and convert to those people. This will kick things off and you will start getting sales from the ads and you will start to get some rankings quickly. And just trust me on this. It's really never about the marketing, because if you don't have your fundamentals right, the marketing will just go to waste. Like, it can help you at a later stage, but trying to do all these fancy marketing tactics is just for none if you don't have the fundamentals right. Like it is just like pushing a big rock up a mountain. It is a complete waste of time, and it's completely the backwards approach. It's not the right way to do it. And remember the flywheel. This is really why, if you select the right product by product validation, this is all it will take to start, because your product is filling a selection gap. And Amazon is extremely intelligent. Like their A9 search engine has incredibly intelligent, so to speak, algorithms that can really look at the early signs on a new product. When you give it some traffic, you need to generate some traffic through sponsored ads to get it going. But then Amazon will quickly realize if you've got a good product or not, and if it's filling a gap, because it will just see the data. And if it sees the data and it's showing them that this product is wanted, it's desired, it's filling this gap, trust me, it is going to show and display that product to its customers. It's going to want to, because it's improving this whole thing. It is literally completely aligned with their growth model or model of growth, and it's improving their selection, which improves the customer experience, which helps Amazon grow with more traffic, and that attracts more sellers like you, which helps improve the selection. At least the good sellers do. And then this leads to a lower cost structure, lower prices for customers, and it keeps the wheel spinning, and it keeps Amazon growing. So that's what they want. Now, to promote it evergreen, here's what you do. So after you launch it for 14 days, and roughly 14 days is good for the launch, because this should give you enough exposure to really start to rank and see how things are going. Look at the numbers, and I'll show you how we analyze the products here in just a moment in the crash course here. But it's going to show you the things you need to really establish a baseline, very possibly rank organically and things like that. Then you want to switch to Evergreen Promotion after this. And what you'll do is, unless you're like basically selling out of inventory, which can happen, and then you just know, okay, I can definitely, I can get more inventory in and just, really ramp this up, because it's just selling out right away. Even if it's like at a break even or slight loss, even if you want to go that far, you have to obviously be aware of your ad cost so that it's break even including that. I should have mentioned that earlier when I talked about the break even, but just keep that in mind. You probably don't want to lose any money, just keep it break even. But once it's ranking and things like that, then you want to raise the price, and you want to raise it slowly. You don't want to go and raise it like double the price overnight, because that's going to be like a shock to Amazon's algorithm. You want to raise it by $1 or $2 or something like that. There's something percentage-wise of the entire price of the product, like minimal, maybe 5%. And then look at the data, like how does it change? Look at your rankings. Do they change? Only for the focus terms, not like 100 terms, just 3 to 5. And then you keep running the exact match ads for those search terms that you focused on. And you also test. You do more validation on different searches to find new terms. So that's how you will expand the searches you're focusing on, maybe all the way up to 20. Probably not more than that, but like 10 to 20 over time, and get more and more traffic. And really, you want to focus on them so you convert for all of them really well. And now you can add in other campaigns too, such as automated and banner ads to expand your traffic. Once you've kind of proven the concept, you're ranking, you're getting organic traffic. So even if you turned off all ads, you would still be ranking. You're finding your right, the most profitable price point by raising the price slowly. And, you're improving, analyzing and optimizing the product so that it is doing better and better, converting better and better. This is when you will start to add other sources of traffic from Amazon. This can all be set up within Sell Central, like click of a button, basically. Automated and banner ads. But this can help you expand and grow the product faster. However, the main purpose of ads is to continually rank and promote your product on Amazon so that it gets more and more organic traffic. You can make a lot of money from ads alone, but the main point is really to utilize ads. And that's really why we focus on exact match ads on these specific focus terms, because they will help you rank your product, get more sales velocity, and rank for those specific terms. So main point of the ads is to really help you rank for the target terms and get more and more organic traffic, because this is where the huge numbers come with time, where every sale, is all your profit margins as profit versus like spending money on ads. But the ads indirectly will influence your rankings. So keep that in mind. You're running ads and they're breaking even, they're making you money most likely, because you're getting a lot of organic sales too as a result of them, the ads helping you rank better. So you can apply more promotions than necessary, such as product giveaways, techniques, and influencer marketing and paid advertising and things like that over time. Like you can do all of that. Like product giveaway techniques are extremely powerful and basically can get you ranked number 1 for any term if you do enough of it, but they can be very expensive. So you don't want to do it unless you're absolutely 100% certain that it will return a positive ROI. And we have a specific mathematical formula and technique to figure that out, which we show our students in Infinity Code, in the Infinity Code program. I can't share it with you here because that's such an exclusive thing that it wouldn't be fair to our members, our students, to give that away for free, because that gives you a big edge when you can do that. But then you can really tell, like, okay, it's time to do a giveaway. It should give me a positive ROI. But if you just do it kind of at random, like most people do, and think that's the answer, that's not the answer. That's not what you're missing, and it's just going to waste money and time. So you have to be very selective with those kinds of things. And same goes with influencer marketing. Like if your product hasn't been optimized and isn't converting, that probably isn't going to go so well. It's going to just waste money. And same with paid advertising. You need to get your fundamentals done right first, like the conversions, the understanding of your searchers, who you're targeting, what they're looking for, all of that stuff that we've talked about in the crash course so far. You must get that right before you will kind of turn on the heat, or ignite the flame further. Because if the flame isn't already pretty strong, like turning on the gas or putting on the gasoline is gonna extinguish that flame. It's just the same thing. So you have to get that flame really strong first. And this is what pretty much everyone doesn't understand and messes up. Like if you do these other promotions before that stuff is strong, it just won't work. And remember, the conversions are king. And also one more thing I want to leave you with here when it comes to promotion is to really be mindful of your inventory levels, because the worst thing that can happen selling on Amazon FBA is to run out of inventory, because it will kill your momentum and all those rankings and stuff you built up will go back down and will set you back a long time. So it might be fine to run out of inventory like once or twice at the very beginning, but you never want to run out of inventory after that. Make sure that's your number 1 priority, and if necessary, slow down sales, like turn off ads, raise the price, just so you don't run out of inventory. Because of course it's not good to have to do that. You don't want to do any of that. But if that's what it takes to not run out of inventory, then you want to do that. The most important thing is never to run out of inventory, because it will crush your momentum. And you want to keep it building so you can have that compounding effect over time and hockey stick like growth. So be mindful of that, and also don't extend yourself too far or spread yourself too thin, because you will need cash to sustain that sort of growth that can happen. If you're doing things right, one product can take you very far and it can be huge for you. So you want to make sure you reinvest the funds, the profits, to grow it sustainably, and so you can experience that compounded hockey stick exponential growth over time, and really get the most out of that product before moving on to another one. So just one excellent product discovery through what I've been showing you with the product validation and everything and the research is worth more than anything else, because you can take that thing and really make that a big business on its own and then scale with more products. So I hope this was really helpful. Really, promotion and marketing is so overrated that I hope this makes sense, and I've kind of shown you why that is the case here in the crash course. That's why this isn't very long, because it should be extremely simple. Like 95% of it is the product selection and the fundamentals and conversions and things like that. So again, I hope this was helpful. I'm really excited to show you the next thing in the next video, which is analytics and optimization, because that is also one of the biggest secrets to massive success, and it's actually way more important than like the marketing and promotions. So see you in the analytics and optimization video next.